Let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Legends of Runeterra. We're going to be embarking on our first expedition since the release of Bilgewater and the release of the game wholesale. I'm going to probably lean towards a Bilgewater faction here, and the main reason for that is because I haven't gotten enough of them yet. They're basically the newest thing. I might actually go Shadow Isles too if Maokai shows up, because there's basically just some new mechanics that I'm not super familiar with yet because I haven't had time to play as much as I'd like to. And I want to try to use this expedition to get into those. So let's see who we can get. Ooh, Vi is new. I wouldn't mind trying out Vi. There's also a Maokai here that we can take a pick from. I think what we'll do... Boom Crew Rookie is very, very strong, by the way. I think we'll go for Maokai, though. Neverglade Collector. When another ally dies, drain one from the enemy nexus. That's actually really strong. And then Sapling Toss will summon a Sapling next round, which is a 2/1 rather, with Challenger and Ephemeral. Interesting, so that summons a Sapling the next round. So you want to play this at the end of their combat phase so you get it on your turn. In the meantime, though, we'd also get Maokai here, who is a fun unit that does the whole toss mechanic. So that would give us the ability to deck thin, which seems really, really strong and limited more than anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and take Terrors from the Deep here. Seems good. If we could pick him up with Nautilus, that would be great, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Twisted Fate has a lot of value. I enjoyed playing him. We also get the Beast Below here, which is another play into that sort of Nautilus build, especially since getting to deep will be a little bit easier with us basically pulling stuff out, and with the additional draw for Twisted and this slot bot here that's going to benefit from that draw. Now, other options here are Lux and, of course, Jinx. I'm not 100% sold on Jinx here, mainly because she's about emptying the hand and we're about emptying the deck. You don't want to empty your deck and your hand, seems like a bad idea. I think we'll go with Twisted. Plus, this allows us to play Bilgewater and Shadow Isles together, which is something I haven't gotten to do yet. Brash Gambler to play me discard 2, attack, draw 2, fleeting. So the draw 2 on this is actually really, really good with our slot bot. And then the Abyssal Eye is deep and elusive. Nexus Strike, draw a card. That seems really, really strong, guys. Yeah, it's hard for me not to take this right here. I feel like that's the strongest thing we can get. Of course, that is making our curve a little heavy, so we'll want to go a little bit lighter in the early game then. Ooh, these are both very good as well, though. I still think this is better. This is more consistent, stable draw. And our goal here with this deck, it seems, is going to be keeping that hand size, keeping that drawing going. So we've got Prowling Cutthroat here that's not bad. It's both elusive. That's incredible. It's both elusive and fearsome. It can be killed by pretty much any kill spell. But without a kill spell, like it's basically, it draws a kill spell and it guarantees a damage is what that feels like. Pilfer Goods, draw a card from the enemy deck. Plunder, draw one more. That also seems really strong for us. This is also low on the curve. Crawling Sensation and Vile Feast, not so much. Some Snipe Scavenger gives us the map that gives elusive. That's not great. When drawn, cost 2 less this round, deal 3 to a unit. That's actually pretty good too, but we're not really looking to push into more expensive cards. We already have kind of a high end of our curve dealt with. Let's go ahead and go with this. Pool Shark here is a great card. We know that. Salvage is toss 2, draw 2, so it works for double synergy there. It is a little more expensive than what I'd like. The alternatives, though, are Sapling Toss and Vile Feast, which could play together very, very well. We could also grab another Prowling Cutthroat and Pilfered Goods. I'm not opposed to these, but I feel like maybe the Pool Shark is a better option. Salvage just seems really, really strong, to be honest. This is actually tough. I do see there's something nice about having more consistency with these two. I think we'll take that. We'll take that just to see if we can get it consistent enough to be very, very viable together. Like if we manage to get in for one on the first turn and then get in for another one on the next turn and then Pilfered Goods, that's going to be a really nice consistent start. There is the the Siren to be grabbed here. Hired Gun, when I'm summoned, grant the strongest enemy vulnerable. So this is really useful, this not so much. I mean, when I'm attacking, all your spells and skills deal 1 extra damage is pretty nice, actually. Frenzied Skitterer is not going to go great in our deck. Dead Bloom Wanderer is going to go pretty solid in our deck. I don't think we'll have that many other spiders for the Frenzied Skitterer. However, it does give enemies -1, -0 for the rest of the round as well, which is really nice. And we are kind of light on our 3-drops, so I'll take Death's Door here. Now we're looking again at our curve, making sure we keep an eye on that. We could get Warning Shot and Make It Rain. Both of those are quite nice. Jaw Hunters are Challenger. When I'm summoned, create a random sea monster in hand. That's actually great just because it's card value. And then Dead Bloom Wanderer does help our curve out some more. That does thicken our curve a little bit there. But here, getting Pilfered Goods and Abyssal Eye also kind of thickens our curves a little bit. This is actually the toughest pick we've had to make. I feel like this is great because it's a 2-for-1 in your favor. This is pretty great as well because it tosses and gives you some life back. However, this is consistent draw return on an elusive unit. And this is the ability to be more consistent with our Pilfered Goods. I think I'm going to go with Smash and Grab here. I probably should have gone with that other one. I don't know which was the right choice. Oh, hello. This is another great choice right here, though. Now we have Black Spear as a possible option, as well as Miscall, revive a random ally that died this round. Both of these are okay, but I don't think they're that great. Hunting Fleet. When I'm summoned, summon a Golden Narwhal for your opponent. No, I'm good. I don't like giving my opponent critters. Especially not critters that are 2/4s with... Well, I guess it's elusive, but it also has vulnerable, so... Not the most annoying thing. The Beast Below here is pretty nice as well, but I feel like that's not going to help us that much, whereas getting Jaw Hunters here and Soul Gorger gives us the best curve. And we know Jaw Hunters is really solid because it's a 2-for-1, so we'll take that. What we lack right now a lot of is removal, so if we can find some really solid removal, that might be worth taking. Otherwise, maybe not so much. To play me, discard 2, draw 2 fleeting. When I'm summoned, grant the strongest enemy vulnerable. So this is actually really decent as a sort of pseudo removal. Pseudo removal, Beast Below, and Abyssal Eye. Like, we could end up stacking these to the point where when we hit turn 4 and 5, we just keep dropping fatties. But I feel like we're probably going to get more value out of this. So I'm going to go with that one. And now our curve is starting to look pretty nice here. We'd like to get some more 3, 4s, and 5s. That's really what we're at. But Double Up here is one that we can't really afford to pass on because we don't have very many kill spells. Play Summon a Powder Keg or a random 1-cost ally from any faction. Crackshot Corsair and another Pilfered Goods. So we already have 3 Pilfered Goods. Pilfered Goods.deck might work okay. But I feel like we're better off getting this just because the Petty Officer is going to give us a Powder Keg and Double Up is a legitimate chance for us to kill something late game. It's not a great chance for us to kill something late game because it's only 2 damage, but it's something, you know? Make It Rain and Petty Officer are options here. Slotbot and Pool Shark, though, I feel like are just better. I'm going to go for those. And now we're kind of even on our 2s and 1s, so we don't mind getting another 2-drop. Black Market Merchant. When you draw an enemy card, reduce its cost by 1. Plunder, draw 1 card from the enemy deck. Ooh, that's nice. And then Make It Rain gives us a little bit more damage, which is something we're looking for right now. So I think we'll go with Raiding Party here. And now we could use some more 3s. So we've got Brash Gambler and Slippery Wave Rider here. Both of these are excellent cards, I think. Bark Beast is interesting. The first time an ally dies, grant me +2/+2. You've been warned. Give an enemy vulnerable this round. If it dies this round, draw a card. That's actually really nice, even though it's slow speed. And this doesn't really help round out our curve, but getting a Make It Rain here could be very, very useful for us. This is actually tough, right? Brash Gambler and Slippery Wave Rider aren't bad either. But I feel like Make It Rain and Petty Officer are probably better here just because we don't have enough removal yet. And we're still trying to keep our eyes out for 3s, 4s, and 5s. 6s if we find something nice. This will actually even out our 2, 3, and 4 slots, which is not great. This will even out our 4 and 5 slot, also not ideal. This one here will kind of round out our curve a little bit, which isn't a bad idea. And getting Grasp of the Undying is actually really nice here so that we have some more damage to kill stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go for this. And now we get to swap one thing. I'd really like to swap into a 3 if we could, but it doesn't look like that's going to be an option. We could swap the Soul Gorger for the Rekindler, which is actually much, much better in my opinion. We could also swap the Dead Bloom Wanderer, which is pretty good for a salvage. I think I'd rather do this. Yeah, that seems like a good trade. Okay, so we have a very tempo-based deck, I feel like. Tempo and draw. This should be interesting at the very least. Let's go ahead and... Uh-oh, guys. Give me 1 second. Alright, apologies there, folks. We might not have had game audio for a little bit there. I made a mistake on some settings, but we should be good now. You should be getting your game audio, which is great. And we should be able to just kind of dive in. So let's go ahead and start our first game. Mistakes will never cease. Mistakes will never cease. This is what happens when you record first thing in the morning, guys. That could have been a little bit better there. I could have choked on my coffee. That would have been the pinnacle of perfect for what we're doing. Alright, this is our first game. We're up against Shen and Gangplank. I haven't actually played against Gangplank yet, but I know he's pretty strong in the late game. So we're probably going to want to be ending sooner than later in this game. Ooh, that is just a nice curve to draw into. I don't know if I really want Petty Officer right now, though. I think I'd rather get something a little bit cheaper. I don't mind starting with Twisted Fate and Slotbot, though. That seems good. Doesn't look like we're going to be triggering Pilfered Goods early here. Based on our curve, I may have been better off sending these back, but getting this combo is just really nice, in my opinion. I don't really feel like throwing a combo that strong away. Alright. So we're definitely going to be using Pilfered Goods on turn 2, more than likely. If they play something here, they're just getting free damage, and there's not a whole lot we can do about that. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Well, we'll see if they want to do anything. Because we can save this as spell mana and just do it next turn, too. It's not that big of a deal. See if they want to do anything. Because if they put out a couple of weak guys or something, we could always make it rain. Nope, they're just going to pass the turn. That's fine. So now we're in a decent spot to put our Slotbot out early and then go for the Pilfered Goods so that we can draw a card. That'll give Slotbot a chance to get a little bit stronger. We do want to see what they drop first, because if they drop something aggressive, that's not something aggressive. Alright. I mean, I guess it is kind of aggressive when you look at it that way. Let's put down a Slotbot here. They've got 3 mana left, so they could kill the Slotbot if we block. I don't know if that's worth it, especially since he won't kill anything. I don't really think it is. I think I'll just take the 4 here. Actually, I could just take nothing here. That seems like a better option. This should kill both of their units unless they have something to cast to make them stronger, which is entirely possible, but it's also entirely possible we just board sweep them here and then save Pilfered Goods for next turn. Yup, seems good. I was not aware that Make It Rain could actually trigger Plunder, because it just says enemy, random enemies. It doesn't say that it'll hit the Nexus. So that's actually even better than I thought it was. Woot. So we could just go in with Slotbot here to get our damage and then throw down Pilfered Goods. But if we do that, then we're not going to get Twisted Fate here. I'm actually okay with that. We'd rather play Twisted Fate at the end of their turn anyway. Because that way they don't see him coming. We can maybe get in with his quick attack. I think it's fine to do this. We go in, we get our 2 damage here, as long as they don't kill him. If they kill him, then okay, we still have 4 mana to play Twisted. We've got some other options. Alright, you guys gonna play anything at all? You are. You're gonna play a Grizzled Ranger, which gives them Scout. Last Breath, summon a Loyal Badger Bear. That is a 4/4 if we kill this guy. And he's a big one too. He hits pretty hard. So I think what we'll probably do here is go ahead and just Pilfered Goods. It's going to let us draw 2 cards out of their deck, which is going to empower Slotbot next turn. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty nice. I mean, if we really, really wanted to, we could also just go for... Let's look at what Valor is. He's a Scout with Challenger. Alright, I'm fine with that. Let's go for another Pilfered Goods here, just because we can, and I think it's funny, honestly. That may not even have been the best play right there, but it's something we can do. This is kind of great. This Slotbot is getting +5 next turn, and we've got a Crackshot Corsair we can throw in front of the Grizzled Ranger now, which makes me happy. And next turn we've got quite a few different options that we can go with for things to play. I would like to get Twisted out there just so that we can get our Destiny card. Which Destiny card we get will depend on a couple different factors. It does look like they're setting something up in their hand, potentially, or they could have just been using that to draw. But we know they have Scout cards, so I'm not going to count them out. We drew him too late. We drew him much too late. Or I just got greedy and played those cards too soon. Either way is technically correct. This seems really, really strong for us. The only reason I'm not inclined to play that right away is because I'd rather wait till the end of the turn if we're going to do that. Yeah. So we know if he goes in that they're going to be using Scout to get a second attack, which is fine. But if he goes in, we're just going to block with this Crackshot Corsair that we stole from their deck anyway. So we'll see if they want to do that. I would do that if I was them. I mean, honestly, what are you going to do? Just leave it on your bench and never use it? At least this way they get the bear guy to attack later this round. Which is fine. I mean, one way or another, we were going to have to deal with the fact that they were going to have a 4 damage unit coming in. The difference is that now we have a few more options in how we deal with that. For example, we could Brash Gambler here. That would be a decent play. We could also just do this to summon a Valor to eat the damage. So many options, guys. So many options. I mean, let's see. We do kind of want to kill it, though. And we can kill it if we do this, but we've also got to pitch 2 cards. I think this is fine here, and I think what we'll pitch is we'll pitch the Black Market Merchant because we don't really need him anymore. And honestly, the Petty Officer is kind of a filler card in our deck anyway. I wouldn't mind getting rid of the Petty Officer and replacing it with something better. And now next turn, or rather when she attacks, we'll get 2 more cards. Now if they come in with this guy, they've now got to buff him if they want to be able to actually kill this thing. They will be able to give him Barrier, and Shen's going to come in, which is, you know, whatever. There's not a whole lot we can do about that. I'm not super worried about either of those decisions that they've made, especially not when we've got the stuff we've got in our hand. It's pretty good, to be honest. Pretty good. Yeah, we'll just block here. We'll take the 2 from Shen. If they want to buff this or something, they can buff it. It's really not going to hurt us that much. Next round, I think we'll hit this Razor Scale Hunter. We will make it so that we can pull Shen off the bench and we'll just kill Shen. They'll still have this 4/4 around, but he won't have a barrier next turn and Shen will not be there to give him one, so that's a plus. And we can do this during the Scout attack phase, which actually makes this Razor Scale Hunter guy pretty good.
A winner is you!
Yes, a winner is us. Oh, they're deep already, dang. That's probably helped by us drawing cards out of their deck, to be honest. Let's see. So Prowling Cutthroat is an option here. Actually, playing both of these is an option as well. It's not a bad one either. I'm gonna go ahead and get the Razor Scale Hunter down first, and we will make, excuse me, we will make Shen vulnerable. And that way we can pull Shen off the bench with this Scout and just kill him. So they now have to protect Shen or give him up. And I'm going to be honest, I presume they're going to want to give him up. And then if we get to attack with our Brash Gambler here, we'll get to draw 2 fleeting cards, which is really powerful. We may end up just throwing those cards away, though, because we don't have very much mana left, but it will still add to the Slotbot's capabilities and get us a little bit closer to being deep on this Abyssal Eye. Okay, seems good. So we're going to pull Shen out here and just go for this trade. Now, they can play cards to interact with this if they want to, but I'm totally fine with them wasting cards to interact with this. Because we're really not that worried about it. We have a lot of late game cards, we have a lot of draw ability. Ooh, wow. Toss 3, deal 7 to a unit. That's a thing. This grants Shen vulnerable for the long term, though, so we can still pull Shen off the bench and kill him. And they just had to burn, like, a really powerful kill spell for what is essentially nothing. Alright, I'm fine with this. Let's do... What do we want to do here? So we could get Valor down. First time only Scouts units. We won't get the value of having him down as a Scout if we do, though. Here we could at least do this, if we wanted to, and potentially get some draw out of it. I don't know that that's actually the best option, though. I feel like going with Slotbot here is probably better, but there's also that... No, they don't have mana, so going with Slotbot here is the best answer. Because we're just going to kill this guy. Slotbot's going to have 2 health left. It won't really matter that much, because he's going to gain some more health next turn, more than likely. We could save our 2 spell mana here, which I don't think is a bad idea. Or we could put down a Prowling Cutthroat just to chump block. I think we'll do this, actually. We'll put that down just so that if we need to, we can put it in front of the Badger without risking losing anything. And then next turn, we still have the option to go in and get our Fleeting Draw, too. Oh, nice. Sapling. That's going to be useful. That's going to be very useful. That Challenger will be helpful. Now, even though they have spell mana, we could theoretically block with our slot bot, but we don't need to. We have lots of options, and that's always a powerful thing. Cards left, 19. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but deep is 15, right? Okay. So we've got to get through 4 more cards. That's kind of an interesting thing right there. It's not bad for us necessarily, but it's also not good. Here, it might just be beneficial to play this. That still leaves us 4 mana to go ahead and use Twisted Fate later on in the round, so I'm going to do that just to give them -1 attack. And we'll see what they do next. They do have 5 mana, so they could always play another body. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Play that, don't have spell mana. That's what I want. Yep. You gonna come in or no? If they don't come in here... excuse me. If they don't come in here, we're gonna waste a little bit of mana. Not a big deal. If they do come in, though, we get to do some blocking, and then we get to put Twisted out before our turn, which is actually really good.
Engulf them.
I mean, okay. That is not the choice that I would have made, but okay. You can draw a spell, that's fine. I wonder here if they're setting up for, like, they could potentially do 2 to all of our units with the mana they have left. That's kind of problematic. Ooh, that's especially problematic with Twisted if we end up putting him down. So I almost feel like we want to bait them a little bit here. But if we bait them, we don't get to play Twisted. Oh, wait a minute, this is fine. We'll play Twisted. We'll red card here. Ooh, yeah, we'll red card here. The reason why is because it'll kill that Powder Keg, and if they do have that spell, they won't be able to get the 2 damage out of it unless they can play it in response to this, which is entirely possible. But if not, then they all just take 1 damage, and I'm fine with that. And we could still throw down our Sapling Toss. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, it's the 3 random enemies here, so we have to hope that it'll tag, you know, everything but Twisted, which is not going to happen, I don't think. But I'll go ahead and do this as well. We'll Sapling Toss in response. Alright, let's see what happens. Ouch. That was unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. That was the worst things it could possibly hit, if I'm being honest. But the good news is that we will now get our Sapling out here. And Hired Gun, when I'm summoned, grant the strongest enemy vulnerable. That's actually really nice for us here. We're not quite deep yet, but I think we're close. Yeah, we're pretty close. So we could go ahead and put out Valor. Actually, that's not bad. I'm going to put out Valor. That is going to give them a chance to respond. We're going to hope that that doesn't happen, though. Because if they don't respond here, then we can go in with the Sapling and Valor and just get 2 damage on all these guys. And then we can follow up by playing the Abyssal Eye and just really going in for that elusive damage and drawing a card. Honestly, if we even get to attack with the Brash Gambler, that could help us out a lot too. Because we could draw into something hefty. But I want to take advantage of our Scout here, if at all possible. Horns of the Dragon. Oh wow, that thing is terrifyingly large. So now Hired Gun seems like a really good option so that we can kind of trade here. It's not a great trade, I'm not happy about that, but it's something. Let's do this. Let's start out by doing this, and then we can trade something weaker, potentially. We could actually trade our Brash Gambler for this guy, and then they don't have the crazy double attacker out on the board anymore. Which is so... that's so worth in my book right there. That is extremely worth, and we don't have to give up our slot bot, who's already had a lot of work put into him and is already kind of beefy. So here we do need to hire Gun if we want this to work.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Beautiful. That's actually just beautiful. They've got 3 mana left, so they could do something tricky here if they wanted to. I'm not super worried about that, though. Like, they can be tricky if they want to. It's not the end of the world.
I shoot.
Come on, give it a try.
They're not Demacia, right? No, they're not. Oh, they do have some Demacia. That is... Well, they don't have the mana for me to worry about that anyway, so whatevs. This is good. We should get to draw 2 fleeting here as well. Not the best draw 2 fleeting, because we're going to lose our Rekindler. But this is okay. We're going to get in for 6 with Slotbot. We're going to kill this guy. And then we're going to do a little bit of damage to the Grizzled Ranger here. Or rather, to the Loyal Badger Bear. Oh, come on. That's not cool. That's not cool. Alright, that's fine. It is what it is. Still not a terrible trade for us there, and we do have 3 left, so we can go ahead and play the Dead Bloom Wanderer. Oh, we lost some good stuff there. Some very, very good stuff. But we're deep now, so that's a plus. That means this guy comes out as a 6/6. Seems good. Alright, I'm gonna lose our Rekindler here. They do have the card advantage, however, I think we actually have the board advantage here. Oh, and that makes things a lot better. That makes things a lot better. If they just come in here, honestly, we can chump block this with whatever. It doesn't have Overwhelm, it's not really that big of a threat. I mean, we could chump block it with Dead Bloom Wanderer here and actually gain 3 health off of it, which is just kind of funny in its own right. Oh, now they've got that guy as a scout, that's no fun. Yeah, let's do this. This is interesting because it gives us another card in hand and they get to know that. And they know that that card is a sea monster, so they have to consider that when they're coming in. I mean, honestly, I'll just... Well, if we take the 4 here, then we leave ourselves wide open to the next attack. Because he'll be able to come in again. Actually, you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. We're nowhere near dead at this point. And we can do this, so...
It'll stare back.
You can do whatever you want here, buddy. It's not going to help. Okay, this guy is going to get to strike first, so if we block him with something that doesn't survive that first strike, then we won't actually kill him. However, if we block him with this, we will kill him. And that's actually kind of worth it, because we have another one that we can just drop next turn. It's a good trade here. If they use a spell to keep this guy alive, which they're going to do. Okay. That actually doesn't help them as much as it seems like it does, because he's still vulnerable. So next round, we just get to pull him off the bench and beat him down anyway, and he doesn't have double attack next round. So, yeah, that didn't really do as much as it could have done for him. Let's see. I mean, this seems like an obvious play here. The only problem is if we do this, they get 1 chance to respond. Still not a bad play, I don't think. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Still a good play for us. As long as they don't, like, board sweep us or something here, we actually have a pretty solid board. Things are definitely not against us, so to speak. Of course, we don't know what's in their deck, so we could get surprised by something crazy. Wow, that Horns of the Dragon dude is crazy. Is his default health 7? I want to say his default health was 7. Just nuts. 7/4 with double strike. Oh no, Gangplank. Okay, so that's problematic. That is very problematic. So what we're gonna do here... They may be able to kill this, which means we won't actually finish that guy off. So maybe instead we'll do this.
Time to make some coin.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. This is fine. Either way, we're getting in for 6 on their health, and that'll actually let us draw cards as well. So nice little trade-off there. Okay. Wow. This is actually a favorable trade in every regard. Totally fine with how that trade went down. When another ally dies, drain 1 from the enemy nexus. That's a pretty good pull here.
What they cannot see.
Sure, let's go ahead and play him.
I'll take him dead or near enough.
And our slot bot should be gaining additional stats on the next round, which is awesome.
Outcome achieved.
There we go, he's an 8-2 this round. Talk about being a defensive house. He is an 8-2 this round, guys. He can kill Gangplank and survive. Go Slotbot. Slotbot is best bot. No? No? Don't see any value there? I mean, honestly, it is a good attack. If they come in with that guy, then the only thing we can block in that's block with that's profitable is the Abyssal Eye. And that puts the Abyssal Eye in a bad spot. Especially because they could have something in hand to buff it. I mean, we could block with this guy, but if we do, we basically lose all the value of that guy. The other thing we could do is we could pilfer goods here and draw a card and see if we get something useful. Although, honestly, I think what I might do here is just this. This is probably fine. We could also block with the slot bot, but if we do, we're not actually going to kill that, and it's more important, in my opinion, to kill that than it is to preserve our Abyssal Eye. We know that we can get in for at least 1 point of damage next turn so that we can pilfer goods. Oh, that's a beefy boy. So now we may want to pilfer goods just to see what we can pull. See if we get lucky here. It's not what I would call lucky.
Who does not know the name Laurent?
But this guy doesn't have Overwhelm, so we're still in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, this is a decent spot. Oh, that's no fun. That's no fun at all. I don't know what their last card is, but that could be really bad for us.
Advantage is mine.
I mean, if that's all you're gonna go in with, then yeah, I'll just take it. Seems good to me. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for the opportunity. Okay, so now we're in a really good place because that was, in my opinion, a big, big misplay.
You are the host.
So if we go in with Slotbot here, nothing they have will out and out kill him.
So much to play for.
Do that to get rid of the keg. Seems good. And if we go in with anything else, we just pay for it, so it seems kind of bad. I mean, even going in with Slotbot here is a little bit risky and perhaps unnecessary. But it is, like, they do have to block him. They have to block him, so that's actually kind of good. They have to block him because if they don't, they die.
Open.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. That's, yeah, that's problematic, but whatever. That's going to be a bad trade for us. I should have paid closer attention to the fact that they had that elusive now. Alright, it is what it is. I could have pulled him off the bench for this guy, but instead we're going to kill Gangplank, which is still a good trade for us. And they're going to be taking damage every time one of our units dies as well. So we're still going to get some value out of that. Obviously this guy is a problem, but he does not have Overwhelm, which means he's not that big of a problem. And we will get to draw an additional card. Oh, that's no fun. Slotbot almost survived. We do get Pool Shark here, which means we'll get to draw an additional card next turn, which should almost even up our card count. Uh-oh. Wow. That's what the other card is, too. So that's game. Ouch, 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 ouch. That's game right there. They're holding double Riptide Rexes. We're done. There's no recovering from that. I mean, I could be wrong. We could top deck into something, but I don't know if there's anything in our deck that could actually save us from that. And no. That's not going to save us from them at this point. It's just not. Oh boy, a Yusari on top of that. Yeah, there is no saving us from that. They're going to come in with the Yusari. He'll pull this guy. Then all we have is a 1-2 to block a lot of damage. 18 damage. There's just no way. Oh well. It was a good game, though. It was a good game. Sea monsters are really fun. This guy is just nuts, though. Like, just legitimately nuts. Why would you do that? I'm gonna go ahead and pilfer goods here to see if I can get something useful. That is not useful. Can't block with powder kegs, folks. I can block here. They're just going to play another Riptide Rex next turn. Pretty sure that's what's happening. Unless it was the Usari that was in their hand when they doubled, which it could be, but we're still pretty much dead here. There's still not a whole lot we can do. I mean, we could play this. Woohoo, more powder. Give me 2 more kegs. And this isn't going to do a whole lot for us. If we had a Riptide Rex, this could potentially do something for us, but we don't. So that's not going to be very likely to do us any good. Oh, alright. Interesting. Interesting. It's not going to win us the game, but it might get us close. They're down to 3 health. Like, realistically, I don't think there's anything in our deck that can kill them at 3 health, but if there is, and we pull it, there's a chance, folks. There is a chance. Oh my gosh, that would actually do it if all 3 blasts hit their Nexus, we win here. That's not gonna happen, but if it did happen, we could win here. Huh? Yeah, no. It was close, though. It was close. Alright, so we lose that one. We did complete a quest there, though, which is pretty nice. Get some more progress on Bilgewater. We can go open that up real quick and see what we got. And we do get to replace 1 card here. Scrap Shot, deal 7 to a unit. That seems really good, but it's also really, really expensive. Smooth Soloist, reduce the cost of allies in your hand and deck by 2. That's super strong too, but by that point in the game, it's more of a matter of do you have a hand? Coral Creatures, when I'm summoned, create a random 1-cost spell in hand. No, I don't think any of these are really good trades. I mean, the Scrap Shot here might be okay, because that could theoretically win you the game, but it's so expensive. Like, if you play this, you're not playing anything else that turn, so I think I'm going to skip that trade. And we'll go grab that thing and crack it open. Bam! What do we get? Oh, we got a Nautilus. That's cool. That's very cool. We got an Epic Wild card, a Nautilus, a Jawl Hunters, a Yordle Grifter, and a Razor Scale Hunter. I'm actually really excited to get all this stuff because we've been playing with these today, and they're pretty awesome. And Nautilus is just... he's one of the other characters I haven't really had a chance to build around yet, and seems like a lot of fun. So maybe we'll take a look at him next week.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!